Hey everyone. Here's what I think is going on right now, and I mean around the world, obviously. And since the election of President Trump, every single time there has to be tensions in one way or the other. The earlier tensions started with the tariffs and China, Canada, blah blah. Was it Greenland? Whatever. We taken over this. We own this. All that bluffing and creation of attention around the world. Obviously, we know the promise of stopping the war in Ukraine has not still been accomplished, which he said he's going to stop those wars within weeks. We know the tensions of Gaza, although it's kind of contained, has not been stopped because nobody can stop the Zionism movement over there. Obviously, America will not stop because America is behind it 100 and 200%, right? And you can deny it, you can agree with it, you can have your opinion, but that's the reality how the world sees. You may say, "Oh no, our 400 million Americans see it differently," which is not true. The whole, not whole, but if that is true, then the entire world, most of the entire world, excluding some Europeans and America, still sees it different. And it shifted the global perspective in many nations which were standing neutral are not neutral anymore. You see, South Africa politically always supported the Palestinian movement in one way or the other, but right now they are aggressive with it, taking going all the way to Hague. You see other countries joining. You see the power of a lot of Middle Eastern countries increasing, including Saudi Arabia. The stance really moved drastically, although they haven't done anything tangible. Basically, they could have. They're massive Middle Eastern power, but it's still under the United States. Basically, they can't do anything that United States won't do, and that's expected from them. Just like Jordanians will never do anything that America isn't on board with it. And just like Egypt will never ever do anything that the Americans. They may play hero when they're given a cover. Just go ahead and do something, but the current Egyptians, will never do anything that United States isn't on board with it. That's the reality of the world. But those tensions ended. The Canadians and the French and everybody is kind of like silent right now, backing up. Um, but then the South American issue started, which is getting big. Well, before the South Americans, what it started was ICE raids, the illegal thingy, blah blah blah, the aggressive attacks on the elected officials on the Democratic side, and the push for democratic controlled cities to be raided, and a lot of people arrested, even if they have spouses of of American citizens. Or if it doesn't matter, whoever they deem to be illegal, they just capture it, whether it's a wrong person, a person of color. Basically, if you are a person of color, you automatically basically you're the bad guy until proven otherwise. So instead of like, hey, you are you're free until proven otherwise, now it's the opposite. You are suspect. Just like Muslims were for the longest time in the United States, they were suspects until proven, innocence. So it's the opposite of what it's supposed to be. You are innocent until proven, guilty or otherwise. But it's opposite right now because of the ice raids. Obviously, they are not worried about. They still worry about the Republican-controlled cities and major cities that are controlled by Republican, but basically they're going the Democrats this time, and they went really heavy. They went really aggressive. Like he's going to the point that I think there is no coming back. If anybody with that political ideology is elected into the United States from now on, two things can happen. Well, the divisions among the Americans will be huge, right? So the Republicans will go so far to the point that they are viewed as divisive, that cannot be logically agreed with anything. Like everybody else is going to see them as the problem, and they're going to do whatever possible to take power out of their hands. And what happens though? What happens when the other side takes? Because now the logic isn't gonna work anymore. Let's agree on something. It isn't gonna work anymore. Bipartisan movements won't do anything anymore. It becomes so far, like we see in other countries, when one party takes, they literally destroy the other one. So I'm afraid, not next 10 years, but what comes after 10 years? These young kids who are growing up right now, they're either extreme right side MAGA believers who believe only one race, one group, one ideology has the right to exist in the United States. The ideology of late Charles Koch, whoever that was, and many other, like many other people that we know. I don't want to name all of them, right? So that ideology, these young kids who are hearing that, and they believe like, no, we're supreme, we're better than everybody else, and that's how it's supposed to be, otherwise America won't function. These other people are destroying America. Or you believe like, hey, if these people continue to hold power, they're gonna destroy everything else. You won't be able to find jobs. The companies will start censoring you if you are different. Like, things will go to the next level, right? And those two ideologies would be hard to consult with. Why? Because the current generation in leadership chose the opposite side to make things impossible for these young children to be logic. And that's what I'm afraid. Now you see that going out of the illegals and blah blah, we need only legal people coming, to the point now the bad guys are the Democrat elected officials. The bad guys are the Republican elected officials who say, no. Slow down, Mr. President. This is not a way to reach to bring America together and to keep America together while you are in office. Because every president, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you want you side to win, but you gotta do something that the people like. You just don't look at your base. Look at the middle. Don't look at those who disagree with you to the point that everything you do is so negative and bad. And don't look at those who believe in you so much that every single thing that you do is the right thing, that's God chosen thing, right? Like, to them you're just like another God. But look at the middle. Where is the logic? Those who agree with you but also see what you're doing wrong, and those who disagree with you but could come to the table and say, hey, yeah, I mean, you're the president right now. I think if you focus on this 1, 2, 3, we could be heading the right way. But that logic is gone. It's completely gone. He's attacking that voice within the Republicans. He's attacking the Democrats, in all of the Democrats. Logic side, the far left Democrats, everybody. We saw the wording they were using on Mamdani. You saw the Islamophobic rhetoric that was going on. You saw how far these people are. He doesn't believe that. He knows he could use those words. He's not that extreme, but he knows if he speaks that way, his base will be stronger. The fragmentation will go away. People will agree more, right? And that is the reason why he's doing that, to build that base. That's what I think. So what do you guys think? Please let me know. I don't want to make it longer. I didn't, this video, I'm just going to cut it there. See you guys.